Okay. All right, can you hear me? You should be able to hear me. Oh my God, what a show. What a S show. Sorry, y'all. Let me know if you can hear it and everything. All right, I'm going to just start. This is Coffee on the Porch. 30 minutes late because of technical difficulties on my end. I apologize for all of that. Having massive internet issues this morning here. I had to restart everything, and then you don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know anything. Here's the good news. Hopefully what happened was you got another email with the new link, I hope. Tell me if that's what happened. And that's how you're finding me. All good now, everybody says. Looks like I'm not getting kicked off. So apologies for all of that. What a S show that was, right? All right, let me welcome you all. Good morning, Nancy from Colorado. Good morning, Bobby and Debbie from Plano. Good morning. Oh boy, stop that. Good morning, Janie. Good morning, Roxanne. Jean Webb, good morning. Good morning, Michael Wesley down, and Kat Bird. Carol Ann, good morning. Yes, you're here. Be strong and believe. That's I like that. That's nice. Welcome to you. Good morning, Jonathan Cole Morrison. Man, double tech gremlins, Jonathan. First, the internet. That was the first thing. But then Substack, it's a very long, complicated thing, but you have to generate a different standing URL every time. Facebook was the same way, but there's a few more steps here that are generally simple. Just popped on? Oh, good. All right. Good morning, Peg Davis. All right, you're all here. You don't need to know any of that. You don't need to know any of that. All you know is that for now it's working, and this is Coffee on the Porch, and I'm here. All right. Let's just skip ahead, shall we? How's your soul? How's your soul? I'll tell you how mine is. Mine is stressed. And I hope to God this works, because I'm going to hit the roof if we go off again. I really am. All right, let me pour myself some coffee. It's been sitting here. It's probably still warm. Oh man, big cup. I definitely need a big cup. How's your soul? How is your soul? That's the question on the floor. How is your soul? How are you hanging in there? There's a lot happening in our world. A lot happening. Go ahead and leave me that comment. We're just going to try to catch up a little bit. It's going to run long. If you have to go, you have to go. I get it. Justin Pruitt, welcome to you. First thing we do, we take a deep breath. I'll tell you how my soul is. My soul is anxious and stressed about technical issues. Can you imagine? But I'm going to take a sip of coffee. I'm going to believe this is going to work now. I believe I can fly. I can't even sing on tune right now. Oh, my Lord. I have two beautiful songs for you. See, this is why I was so excited about how this was all going to go. Leave me a comment. Oh, thank you, Justin Pruitt. It wasn't earlier. We had internet issues here. Good morning, Kay. good, doesn't it? All right, I'm just going to jump in. I know I usually give you a little more time to tell us how you're doing, but I'm feeling the need to reclaim a little time, and apologies because it's all my user error that caused all this. Hope the sound is good. I think it is. Sounding fine now to me. Okay, breathe deep, Eric. It's all gone, all good. The video will be fine. It'll be up here. People can find it later. Don't worry about it, Eric. Just talk to people. Okay, thank you. You got a new link. For some, it just popped up. For some, you got a new link. Okay, good. Rick Lang says this, my soul is good. Good morning, Rick. Doing good, and you've been working a lot. Excellent. Tara Lang says this, my soul has high anxiety for the 4th that's coming up. Is it because of the fireworks and stuff? Is that why? Yeah, I know. I think you're a person that is very sensitive to that, and I'm really, really sorry for this. Our dog as well. We've already got fireworks here every night because it's not enough to just have it on the 4th. You have to have it like a week or two, 10 days before, 10 days afterwards, apparently. Something like this. So yeah, we got fireworks every night here already. Yeah, it's a lot. Cat says this, Catbird says this, your technical issues have been the story of my life this last week. Lots of stress here. Well, big prayers. Big prayers. And Kat also says, I'm losing half my staff to outsourcing. Pray they all accept the offer and stay. Okay, well, I hope so. I sure hope you keep your staff. I know that can be a stressful moment as well. So I'm readjusting myself here, like I have a girdle or something. All right. Jonathan Cole Morrison says this, my soul is grounded in hope. I'm doing what I can and praying for those in need. Good. Excellent. Good, man. That's good. All right. Feel free to add to this if you wish. Other things that you are feeling and how your soul is doing. I'm going to take another sip of coffee because, man, do I need that now. By the way, I'm back to Onyx. I've been drinking Onyx the last few weeks. I'm just coffee. I'm coffee polyamorous right now. And yeah. So but it's good. The Onyx is so good. Carol Ann says, happy to hear live music tonight in McKinney. Who you hearing tonight? Sally, good morning, Sally. Says this, I have calming pills for Mickey Dog. He hates the noise of fireworks storms. Same. We have the same. And we're debating about how early to start them. Do you want to drug the dog for a week and a half? This is, I hate that. Anyway, yeah, the 4th is something. Well, friends, how is my soul? Well, we've had a couple of fun things happen. We had our very first, Zane Williams. I love that guy. Yeah, haven't seen him in a while. He's kind of he's from that area, right? I believe Sherman, up that way, Red River area. Well, that'll be fun. We had a happy hour, y'all, over at Cibo Divino. Super fun. More than 20 folks showed up. We had a lot of fun. Look at that happy bunch. That was last week. We keep talking about this, trying to connect people in the real world and remind ourselves that real world connections are going to be super important going forward. So thank you to all. This isn't even everybody who came. There was like 5 people who came after this. So it was a lot of fun. I've been doing all getting caught up. Here's the back porch. That's where I would often be to do coffee on the porch. If it wasn't 82 degrees already, I'd probably be out there. And it's looking good. I feel like I'm finally caught up. Like I'm not ahead, but I do feel like I've caught up a bit. So there's Holmes and me relaxing after a long day of work. I realized that I have not really posted a lot of Holmes pictures. So look at that guy. Man, what a cutie. He's adorable. And he loves to hang out with Maria. And I think he thinks that Maria's bed's actually his bed, I think, honestly. So taking a lot of comfort in the dog, y'all, taking a lot of comfort in the garden. I hope you all have something in your lives that does similar stuff for you. I know he is a sweet dog. Can we have a lake house get together? Well, maybe. I am not opposed to that. I'm really not. Let's talk more about that. We're going out there soon again for the 4th, as you might imagine, but that would be kind of fun. Let me remind you, last week we talked a lot about this. We talked about the wedding of George and Jack. 10 years ago, the Obergefell Day marriage of George and Jack, my members, and I wrote a long piece on that, and I hope you will find that. Ham Orchard, I think you mean, not ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ham Orchard. Yes, ham. Yes, we stop there all the time. We get casseroles. We get casseroles to eat out at the lake when we're there. We do. Rejecting us them theology. This is what we're going to be talking about today, and was the title of my sermon for Sunday. Rejecting us them theology. Bobby, you're welcome. About the mug crisis, I still don't know what happened there. Like I said, the post office showed it delivered, had the tracking number and everything. So I will try to get you the tracking number this time so that that works out for you. Oh, Nancy would come to Texas if we all went to the lake. Well, okay, let's think about that. I'm thinking, let's think about weather and timing, and yeah, I'm not opposed to that at all. I think it could be fun. We have that place to invite people to, so that's why we have it. All right, y'all. I want to get into this. I want to talk some. Oh, you got ham peaches this week? It's the best. Y'all, Ham Orchard, for those unfamiliar, is an amazing place on Highway 80 out to, or 20, 80, 80, 20, in that area where they collide. And long before there was a Buc-ee's there was Ham Orchard there in Terrell, and it's amazing. It's so good. And yeah, you could kayak if you go out there, Kat. And they got great peaches, they got great produce, and they make these great casseroles that we eat a lot. I want to talk about, this is going back in the news, but Vance Bolter, the guy who murdered the Minnesota politicians, I want to go back to him a bit, and I did talk about this some on Sunday, so this is a bit of a repeat for Sunday. But I want to talk about what I say so many times to you here, that theology matters. Because theology, although it is of the Spirit, or it should be, of the Spirit and metaphorical and symbological, our theological words are supposed to stand for other things. Yes? But they matter. And so if we're using language of kindness and love and grace and peace, it can get us to places of kindness and love and grace and peace and justice. If we're using words of violence and war and end times and chaos and destruction, those can get us to places of violence and chaos and war and destruction. Yes? Our words matter because our words indwell into us, and they shape us. They shape our actual actions and the actual words. Sticks and stones may not break your bones, but the actions that come from the words we use can hurt us, especially if we take them too literally. So Vance Bolter, this guy who absolutely is a right-wing extremist, there's no debating this, that's who he was. Vance Bolter murdered some progressive Minnesota politicians, wounded several more, had a hit list of many more. And Vance Bolter was a graduate of Christ for the Nations here in Dallas, Texas. Now, many of you, if you're listening from elsewhere, you may not be aware of Christ for the Nations. Christ for the Nations is an charismatic evangelical organization that it's in Oak Cliff. It's near the church. It's 4 miles from the front door of the church, probably about 5 miles from here right now. Right at the corner of 67 and 35. Somebody told me after worship on Sunday, used to be a Sheraton hotel. So it's a multi-story building, 20-ish stories, 15, 20-ish, it's a guess. And Vance Bolter was a graduate there. There is a great writer named Jeff Charlotte who's written remarkable stuff on the very deeply concerning Christian nationalism and evangelicalism and the intersection of all of that. Jeff Charlotte. And Jeff Charlotte went by Christ for the Nation last year, about a year ago, a little more than a year ago. Walked into the lobby and saw this on the wall and took this picture. This is the actual picture that is on the wall in the lobby at Christ for the Nations. Quote, I assume this is from their founder. I really don't know. Everyone ought to pray at least one violent prayer each day. Y'all, I wish I was joking on this, but that is literally what it says there at Christ for the Nation. So Jeff Charlotte, the great writer, as I said, he has a great Substack, which I'll put links to. It's well worth your time. His book on the family is well worth your time. He's one of the best writers, detailed and thorough about Christian nationalism and evangelicalism. But let me read you, when he first took that picture of that prayer, everyone ought to pray at least one violent prayer a day. This is on the wall there. This is what he says from a blog that he calls the Christian education of Dr. Vance Bolter. Quote, in 2023 at Christ for the Nations, I met a student at the Institute, a pleasant young man who wanted to pursue music ministry. I asked him about violent prayer. It was necessary, he said, to remind yourself that every day, that the culture, quote, the rest of us, the unsaved, are the enemy. He clarified, not you in particular, he said, just, the culture, because he wasn't a killer. Now, it's very hard to talk about these things because it can sound like either sour grapes or I will post that picture later, Nancy. Absolutely. Thank you. Can you believe this picture though, y'all? This is it. And this is what I'm saying. This is a very different theology than the theology I understand, you guys. I have never one time in my life told anyone to pray a violent prayer. Because that's not our calling. Our calling is to be people of love and grace and compassion. That's supposed to be the calling. But it reminded me when I looked at the gospel lesson for Sunday. The gospel lesson for Sunday was from the 9th chapter of Luke, a great passage where Jesus sets his face to go to Jerusalem. And previously, when this passage has come up in previous years, we have talked here on Coffee on the Porch about that being a moment where people start to hedge. And they're now wary. They make excuses. I'd like to follow you, but you got to wash the dog. Things like this. And sure enough, there's a village of Samaritans, Samaritans being kind of first cousins of the Jews. They worshiped differently. They didn't like each other. They were seen as each other's enemies in this time. Cultural, very close. You know how this works. The people who are closest to you, sometimes you have the most problems with, yes? So they really did see each other. Observant Jews would have seen Samaritans as heretics and as unclean and as not worshiping correctly. But on their way to Jerusalem, they go to this Samaritan village, and the Samaritan village will not receive him because his face is set to Jerusalem. This is how it says in the gospel. But then I want to read you this verse. When his disciples, James and John, saw this, they said, quote, Lord, do you want us to command fire to come down from heaven and consume them? Do you want us to pray a violent prayer, Jesus? I mean, it's basically what they're asking. It's literally what they're asking. Do you want us to pray a violent prayer? But Jesus turned, it says, and rebuked them. Jesus says no to violent prayer. So I got to tell you, I don't know where this comes from. I mean, I know where it comes from. It comes from literal interpretations of the end of the world that believe that the end of the world is coming and that our calling is to hasten it by, frankly, if the world goes to hell, no pun intended, that means we're just that much closer to the end of the world. There is an entirely different way of understanding Jesus' message, and this is a picture from our church, from Kessler Park, and this is a banner that's on the wall there, and every Sunday at the end of worship, we say the same benediction, and this is the last line of that benediction: set our hearts on fire. Not set a Samaritan village on fire, not literally pray a violent prayer asking for the destruction of our enemies, but set our hearts on fire. That's what God wants from us. It's metaphorical. And the fire is the fire to do justice, compassion, love, grace, mercy, to be God's loving people living out that great commandment, which is, in fact, what Jesus says is the most important of all the commandments. I, honest to God, was gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked between the eyes when I heard that this was a prayer that was prayed there. So Jeff Charlotte did this Substack writing on Vance Bolter and Christ for the Nation. And he got a comment in the comments from a woman who was a student there as well. I don't know anything about this. I'm not going to name her, but I do want to read what she said about that. She said, I can verify the teachings of the them versus us mentality. We were told museums of nature and science were temples of Satan. We were told that Deep Ellum, a section of Dallas with tattoo parlors and venues and clubs, was evil and never to go there. Now, I have to laugh because that's over here. It's right down the road. Y'all know I have posted pictures how many times? That's my nightly walk. I can go on a 5 to 6 mile walk through East Dallas, and I end up walking through Deep Ellum, through, yes, there's tattoo parlors. They do this. Yes, they put tattoos on you. I guess I'm in trouble because I have a tattoo probably. They have venues, they have clubs. Never to go there. I go there 3-4 times a week, y'all. Homosexuality was demonized and conversion therapy applauded. Ugh, yuck. We were not to listen to any music that wasn't Christian or classical, no movies that were beyond PG. People would accuse roommates who dared to dress alternatively of being demon possessed. Demon possessed, y'all. So this is a very good example of the us-them theology that is out there. Oh, hi, Roxanne. Roxanne says this as well. Yes, we were taught in that way, in the genre of spiritual warfare. Ah. Now, all right. Roxanne is quoting something else. I think this is also from the Gospel of Luke. This is an actual scriptural quote. The kingdom of God suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. The violent take it by force. I'm sure that's where this violent prayer comes from. And I would simply point out that I agree that that is true, but it's not supposed to be true about Christians. Jesus is making a comment about Jerusalem, about the culture, about the violence of empire. He's saying, in fact, I think it's that there's, in fact, I think somebody look this up. Somebody Google this, because I think there's a line at the beginning of this that says something like throughout history or throughout time or something like this. Throughout time, the kingdom of God suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. It's absolutely true. It's just not supposed to be true for us. So, so there really is, theology matters, and we have a choice. We have a choice between believing in violent prayer or believing in a spirit that unleashes us for love and compassion and grace and mercy and all of these things, which are in many ways the absolute opposite of these teachings that we're talking about here. So we have a choice. I want to play a couple of songs for you today that to me illustrate these differences between the choices that we have. The first one is, where'd they go? Oh boy, what'd I do with my songs? Oop, oop, oop. Now everything's gone. Where'd you go? Oh, where are you? Well, maybe I just have to open them. Oh, I didn't open them up after I restarted everything. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, very professional here as I reopen these songs. This first song is by my dear friend Tom Prasada Rao. I've been playing a lot of Tom Prasada Rao. All right, thank you, Roxanne. Thank you. See, to me, this whole... All right, see, thank you. Thank you for posting the whole quote, because they don't list the whole quote. Quote, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of God suffers violence, and the violence take it by force. He's talking about the emperor. He's talking about King Herod. He's talking about the violence of violent people. He's not talking about what we Christians are supposed to be. It's blindingly obvious if you listen to the whole thing. This was not supposed to be a calling for Christians. But we've turned it into that, and I'm sorry I forgot that it was Matthew, not Luke. So what's the opposite of an us-them theology? The opposite is the theology that says we are all God's children, and that our calling from God, from Jesus, is to love, a great commandment love, to love our enemies, to show compassion and empathy for others. A theology, Jonathan Cole Morrison saying this, a theology that's based on fear leads to an attitude of spiritual scarcity. Good. If we come to believe that the love of Christ is to be offered only to those whom we agree, violence is the logical outcome. Absolutely, Jonathan. I've said this for years. I think if you go back and you look at pogroms and you look at inquisitions and all of this. Clearly, some of this is the empire using and manipulating the church to squash dissent. But it's also the church itself being frustrated that people said no thank you to the message. So we're going to make you. We're going to take it by force. As opposed to what Jesus says in this week's scripture is, look, if they don't, not everybody's, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, Jesus pretty much says. There's going to be some places you go that don't like you, like that Samaritan village. No, you don't call fire down on their heads. You just shake the dust off your feet and you keep going. That's what you do. So this is a song which I would call, it's about incarnational theology. This is Tom Prasada Rao and Tom Kimmel wrote this song years ago. Of course, Tom is right over my shoulder here. That's him on the wall. And they met a homeless guy in Houston, and they had a lot. He's called the Can Man. He had a shopping cart full of cans, and they had this long, beautiful conversation with the Can Man. And so, and at the end of that, Tom and Tom went back to a kitchen table and they wrote this beautiful song about seeing myself and the other, not as an enemy, but as me, that seeing our common humanity. It's called See Myself in You. If I met you on the corner, would I know you as you are? Would I take you for a stranger and brush past you in the door? And if you call me, would I hear you? Would I walk away too soon? But if I lingered for a moment, would I see myself in you? And if I fought you as a soldier, if I had you in my sights, would you ask me to remember who imagined I was right? And if you witness my surrender, do I know what I would do? And if you held me like my brother, would I see myself in you? Well, I dreamed my end was near. I was almost gone. If I dream that dream from here, can I still come home? And if you called me, would I hear you? Do I know what I And if you held me like my lover, would I see myself in you? Yes, if you held me like my mother, would I see myself in you? Man, I love that song. Tom Prasada Rao, God bless his soul, and Tom Kimmel, two beautiful souls. Hey, Susan, welcome. We're still on because it was a mess today. Let me read you. Janie says this: I'm reading the doctrinal beliefs and religious beliefs of Christ for the Nation. They spend a lot of time delineating sexual sins, but I must have overlooked the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. Yeah, I'm not sure they talk too much about that one, y'all. And Jesus said that's the most important one. Good morning, Jan. Welcome to Coffee on the Porch. So I'm just going to go right into the second song. Isn't that a beautiful song? To me, that's a song about incarnational seeing myself in the other. They're simply just talking about, I think, empathy. But this next one pushes it a little further, I think. This one's from Gretchen Peters. So Carol Ann's asking for the song that has the... Yes, I will do that. I also, Carol Ann, every week we post the video from Coffee on the Porch to Substack, and there are direct links in there. So I can do it on the Facebook page, but it is here on Substack as well. Man, this is a song we need. I'm pretty sure she wrote this during Trump 1.0 because of the last chorus and some words it says in the last verse. But it's I played this a few years back, but man, we need this one again. And this is another song I think that talks about that common humanity of ours. Our Lady of the Bus Depot is holding forth tonight. Her body, it is wasted, but her eyes are shining bright. And our Father, who is slightly drunk, is warding off the shakes as he staggers underneath the weight of the promises he made. Say grace, say grace. Forgive yourself for all of your mistakes. You can start all over if that's what it takes. Come inside and set yourself a place. gathered here together to praise His holy name, in a shelter by the Greyhound station down on 5th and Main. And as to who we're praying to, there run two schools of thought: a benevolent provider or some unforgiving God. So say grace, say grace, forgive yourself for all of your mistakes. You might find salvation in your neighbor's face. Come inside and set yourself ablaze and say grace. Well, the Bible on the table saying, be of good cheer, but the TV in the corners screaming, they're not welcome here. And on a poster in the waiting room, she greets the tired and poor. Our Lady of the Harbor is standing beside a golden door. Say grace, say grace, forgive yourself for all of your mistakes. You are not a loser, you are not a hopeless case. Come inside and set yourself ablaze and say grace, say grace, forgive yourself for all of your mistakes. You might find salvation in your neighbor's face. Come inside and set yourself ablaze and say grace. Say grace. Now that, my friends, that's a song. Say Grace by the great Gretchen Peters. Oh, my Lord, is she a great writer. She is one of the best writers out there, y'all. I will post those links, Carol Ann and others. But those are two songs that point us toward this true message of Jesus and the true message of the Great Commandment, which is there is no us and them. We are all God's children. We are meant to love and serve. And if people don't like what we're saying, you just shake the dust off your feet. That's what you do. You don't call thunder down from heaven. You don't pray a violent prayer. You don't do this. Christ for the nations. This is not Jesus's word. This is literally the opposite of Jesus's word. It's a beautiful song, isn't it? It's amazing. I think I may have to just play that every day for a while. I got to tell you, when I realized that I should do these songs yesterday, I played both of them and I wept. I wept after both of them. I just wept at the beauty and how far we are from these things. how far we are. That beautiful third verse of that song, of course, mentions the Statue of Liberty and a poster of the Statue of Liberty on the wall at the Greyhound bus station, welcoming people. Imagine that. But the voices on the TV saying, "You're not welcome here." Ugh. Ugh. So, thank you to Gretchen Peters. Thank you to everybody. And it looks like I may be frozen, y'all. I hope we're still going. I think we're still going. I'm going to trust we're still going. So, all right. We had a lot of mess this morning, but I hope we landed the plane eventually. This is just to remind you of those two songs. We had the Gretchen Peters song, Say Grace. We had the Tom Posada Rao, Tom Kimmel song, See Myself in You. And those were our two songs for today. As another reminder, oops, now I'm gone. Oh, come on. Well, I'm going to keep going and pretend that I'm going. Maybe it's just on my end that things are messed up. Remind you that we are still having lots of visitors to Kessler Park, lots of folks every Sunday, 11 a.m. We have worship. It's great. It's wonderful. Come see us. Reminder that I do have my music available, Rock Hammer to the Stone. Many of you have gotten this great record, and thank you for doing that. So glad that you enjoy the music. Would love for you to do that and seek it out. If you stream, you'll find it on your streaming platforms. If you buy music, there's ways to buy it online, and you can find it there. All right, thank you all for your patience. We ended up with a decent crowd. I'm so sorry about all the technical crap at the beginning. Anyway, it is what it is. Worked out okay. Worked out okay, y'all. Thank you for sticking with it. Thank you for sticking with it. There's a lot going on 4th of July this weekend. Not feeling particularly patriotic, gotta admit. We got the flag up out front. I believe in the Constitution. I believe in the constitutional rule of law and in democracy. I believe in Jesus' call to love all people. And I believe that in that mix is a beautiful way to be, and I hope and trust that that is still possible in this world. Michael Wesley points this out. If that's the worst that happens this month, and it's already not, then that's a good month. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, God bless you all. Thank you for being here. And you have a good week. Have a good 4th of July. Stay safe. Stay out of the way of the fireworks. We'll see you next week. I'll try to make sure the internet's working. Yeah, Sally, it's good to see you. It's good to see you this week. I'll post the video. It takes a bit for Facebook to post the video, but you can come back and find it. It has all the links to things we talked about today, including Jeff Charlotte's great essay on Vance Bolter, which is worth your time. God bless you and keep you. Until next time, we'll see you. This has been Coffee on the Porch. Bye-bye.